Okay, I'm Boon Kian, I'm 37 years old. I'm a volunteer tour guide with my community and I lead tours in Redhill. I studied geography in university, so after graduating in 2011, I think part of me still wants to, after teaching, I still want to connect with my roots as a geographer. And I feel that as a geographer, we have keen interest in places and their stories and how people make a place. I think the starting point was the fact that my grandparents' place, the blocks, they were slated to be demolished in 2018, although they only just demolished it this year. So in 2018, I felt that sense of urgency to want to do something about it. So I wrote into this organization, my community, because I knew that they were doing walking tours around that part of Singapore, Queenstown, Tiong Bahru. So when I wrote in, the founder, Lee Yong, he gladly supported my initiative. So I came up with a draft of the tour and I suggested a few sites of interest. And also, with the support of my community, we came up with a narrative that tries to tell the story of Redhill that most Singaporeans would not have heard of. Through following these walking tours, I can see that in a way come to life, and I really enjoy hearing the stories from the residents of the place. I feel a sense of place in Redhill, and that is because my grandparents, they used to live there, and every weekend when I was a child, my parents would bring me to my grandparents' house. In 2011, they announced that the block of flats where my grandparents stay, they are going to be demolished in 2016. So when I heard of the plan, I felt that there's something in me which wanted to do something about it and to preserve. If I can't, contribute to the conservation of the building, at least I could preserve a certain narrative to let people know more about Redhill. Worked at HDB for 45 years. He said that time no town council, so the literacy are no longer there. I think it was last year, I hosted a group of participants, and one of them was actually a almost 70-year-old man. So after the 2 hours, he told me that he was emotionally very overwhelmed by the tour. So I asked him why. So apparently, before he retired, he had worked at Housing Development Board for 40 years. And he had personally invested a lot of energy and effort to make sure that the residents are well. There were many memories which flooded back to his mind, and he could recall many incidents. And he was really appreciative that the tour actually, triggered his series of core memories when he was working at it as a HDB officer in Redhill. I think it is essential to preserve community heritage because I think it speaks to the cultural identity of Singaporeans. As an individual, many of the times our identity, we derive it from our ethnicity or our religion or our preferences for things. But as a citizen, when we think about our cultural identity, what do we, fall back on? And what do we feel a sense of belonging to besides hawker food, besides multiculturalism? I think what's meaningful here is to have our sense of cultural identity come from really our knowledge of places in our country and to hear the stories that come from the ground up. If you'd like to find out more about the heritage work that my community does, we welcome you to check out our website, mycommunity.org.sg, and you could also check out our walking tour schedule on Eventbrite. Bye!